So our next two skills, just like yesterday, they are very similar to one another, which means they have a lot of parts that are the same. The skills today are hopping and jumping, and they are not the same thing. The big difference between hopping and jumping is done with 2 feet and hopping is just with 1 foot. With both hopping and jumping, you get to use your arms to make yourself go further. So if I wanted to jump really far, I would swing my arms backward, and when I jump, I'd swing them way forward really fast to make myself jump further. Anywhere you practice these skills, especially if it's on a hard floor like mine, it's really important to land the right way so you don't hurt your knees or your ankles. When I land, when I'm jumping, I want to make sure that my knees are bent and my feet are the same distance apart that my shoulders are. Whenever I land, I also don't want to make sure I land on my toes. When I do mine, I make sure that I land a little bit on my heels and then put the rest of my foot down. Hopping is basically the same thing, except it takes a little bit more balance because instead of using 2 feet at the same time, you're only using 1 foot. But still, when you land, make sure you land gently with your knee bent and not on your toes. So one big important thing to remember when you land, no matter if you're jumping or you're hopping, is to listen for your landing. If you land quietly, that means you probably did a good job. But if you hear your feet hit the ground really loudly, that means you're hitting your feet way too hard into the ground. Now tomorrow we have one more locomotor skill that I'd like to practice, and tomorrow is probably the most difficult one that we'll do.